with this color scheme. Originally, like, these were not the colors that I was using. Like, originally they were very different colors, and I changed them, and eventually ended up, yeah, alright, that makes sense, yeah. Maybe that's, I guess that's, yes, maybe, like, why these colors look so good together. Um, right, but then, where's my, uh, what's something different or interesting that I could do? Like, instead of just having, like, a torso that's, like, you know, whatever, like an afterthought. Like, what's something very deliberate that I could do there that might turn out better? Um, I mean, yeah, I can still try changing like these other like qualities of it to see how that plays out. Uh, it's like so how would it look with a different sleeve color, for example? Like, what if it was like more of like a I don't know, just less bright, like not quite as like. Well, that is. I think that is an improvement. Uh, Not necessarily perfect, but I think that is a little bit better. And then, yeah, all right. For like the vest though, like I honestly can't think of a color that I would actually want the vest to be, which is I think why I had it dark. So yeah, so no, I should probably be thinking about like what, like I was saying before, like not just having the not just leaving the torso as an afterthought, but like actually tuxedo. um, um, yeah, I like. I don't know. I'm trying to like I can picture like I have like flashes in my mind of like what this character kind of like I don't know. They're like pieces. Like I can't see the entire like one full like snapshot of like what this character is supposed to be altogether. But I keep like I don't know, everything that I've put in so far like have been like the little bits of inspiration that I can like piece together, and I'm just like so I'm just thinking like all right, so of all the things that I like about this character, like how what would this character actually wear as like a chest piece, or like what would this character actually wear on their torso? I could do yeah, like also what haven't I done yet? There are a few things I could do. I could take a cue from I could take a cue from Google Images and show some skin. Like could be like could be like a oh, what if huh. No, I, don't, I actually already did like a midriff once. At one point already, I did a midriff with the mystic character. The mystic character, it doesn't have like a oops, what am I doing? The mystic character doesn't have like anything. The mystic character is very bare. That doesn't look like anything. Uh, um, so I don't know. The lighter colored shirt is better. All right. I think we've made progress here. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna give it another just a little while longer to sink in. And in the meantime, I can start transposing over those. I can start putting these. Where was it? It was like in Journey. I think sheet 3 is where I'd been keeping track of this so far. Yeah, I should just just stop writing this in Google Docs and write it in, I guess, Notepad or something. So file, new, I'm just gonna try to transcribe these pretty quickly. I think. All right, so the first thing is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I guess I can. I don't have to write this all out. I can actually. This is the part that I can copy over and not have to worry about whatever, because with this, when I copy this stuff over, like this stuff, it doesn't actually go in the game. This is just, I'm just copying this over for my own reference. So, yeah, the only thing I actually have to transcribe. Oh, yeah, right. That's why I was doing it here, is because it gives me character counts. Oh, wait, no, there are character counts. I can do character counts here. Yeah, right, because if I select text, it'll tell me how many characters it is. Yeah, alright. So that's fine. Okay. Alright, so level 0. I kind of like the. Kind of got used to having like the columns and stuff. But whatever. I don't really. It's not like I really need them or anything. All right. So legs. You learned. Oh wait, no. Oh no, not level 0. Because we don't need one for level 0. Level 0, you never get. Like level 0 is just automatic. So. Doop doop. So for stick, you learned the first rule of adventuring. I should have done this earlier when I was reading through them. Carry a stick. With all this stick carrying, your new pair of gloves are quite handy. Cat blue, you trade in your old dusty cap for a nice new one. Backpack. All your adventure gear fits in a handy back. Oh, this is so mindless. This is so mindless. I should do this some other time. This is not interesting in any regard. Where should I put this? I guess I kind of need a folder for stuff that's not really like part of the game, but that I guess I can just put it here. So yeah, like Actually, maybe this will be the data file someday. Because like it was occurring to me, like as I write these things, it's really helpful to have like the reference of like what each level, like the level number, and also like the like the item chain. So maybe I will actually keep that data in here. Like it's not vital game data. Like the game doesn't actually have to like read and save that data or anything. But it's, maybe I'll just make it so that the game is able to like parse out the pertinent data from this file, and I can still leave that data in there. So this might actually be the. This might be the thing. This might actually be the real data file itself. So I'll treat it as if it is the real data file, I guess. Oops, no, did not mean to make a new folder here. Yeah. All right, so game data. So like level messages or something. I don't know. All right. I'll do that some other time. All right. So with the Yeah, so the events, I could write more of those if I was so inclined. I do I do want there to be more of those as well. So that might be a good use of time. Um, oh yeah, the so sorry, yeah, this list of stuff that I was typing out for a minute and then stopped because it got boring. This is these are going to be when you level up. These are the messages that. Oh, so yeah, so this game, you can right now you can link your account. You can link your Twitter and Twitch accounts for this game. Although I've been kind of neglecting the Twitter first. Technically, like you can play the game on Twitter a little bit, but I've been kind of neglecting that aspect of the game. I think like in part because I've been writing a bunch of events, and I don't know. I tell myself I'm still getting used to that. I guess I'm trying to. I don't know. I don't have an excuse. I just have been. The one thing though that the Twitter like the that you do get by linking your Twitch and Twitter accounts is that Trusty Bard right now he lets you know when you leveled up, and like he reminds you, or like in case you miss it, because like when you level up your character takes one lap across the screen, and so you can see that you leveled up, but in case you didn't notice that you leveled up, or for whatever other reason, Trusty Bard just tells you about that. And so these are yeah, right now it's all just placeholder text, but these are like the new messages that Trusty Bard will say when you gain a level up. Yeah. It's just I've just been working on it for a while, or it's like I just it's never like super vital. It's like something that I kind of want done, and the only time I ever really think to work on it is when I get the level up tweets, and I'm reminded then that they're still like very placeholder. Yeah. So uh, yeah, more events. Why not? Why not? Uh, so what would I want to do? All right, yeah, I never did anything with King Day. Right, because that was the point at which I was like, it was occurring to me that like I I didn't feel the strict need to continue on with like converting the one offs in that way. Huh. Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. Um. All right. So I can do like whatever I want. I guess. Right. I mean, I can kind of do that most times, but I think I've resolved enough of the loose ends that I could I can just like yeah, I'm through the part of like I'm through the backlog of events that kind of felt like they needed conversion, and so now it's just about like however I feel like the stair climbing thing. I think it's great. I've been doing it for a while, and it's like the only exercise that I ever get is when, because like I'm never gonna go exercise. I'm never gonna like go to a gym and do exercise. Like that's like the least interesting thing I could do with my time. um, so I just do it like all the time instead. Sorry, I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm gonna mute the microphone for 1 second, but I'll be right back. I'm not actually going anywhere. Sorry, just 1 second. Sorry about that. Hey, speaking of pirate ships, yeah, I haven't restarted the script, so pirate ship is still just like a one-off event that I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. um, yeah, you know what I'm tempted to do now is actually like write a legit quest chain. So far, I've just been writing quest chains that like justify the like I've only been writing like I was saying like for the purposes of like the quest excuse me, for the event backlog, or the event pool to be like what I felt was like satisfactory for, you know, context purposes. Uh, um, Thick Zero. I do not regret this. I like it's really simple. I just have like one of those little like stair replicator whatever. It's like just a little, you know, the little devices like you step on one side and one foot goes down, the other foot goes up, and I it's responsible for like the majority of like my health as a person. I do recognize also that like gyms are good and like fitness is good and exercise is good. I just like when I just think about like how like what I do with my time, like I don't want to devote like I don't know. I just my time is precious. That's time that I could be working or playing video games or sleeping or doing something like that. So yeah, it's hard for me to break away. Um, but also, the other thing that I really like about just having this little this little item here is that it literally I feel energized. Like if I start to feel a lull, as much as I'll do this for like exercise purposes, I'll do it just to like, you know, just to get my like brain up and spinning again, like get it like basically like just kick it into gear, which is nice. I feel less depressed. I don't know. It's just uh, so all right. What of these things? I remember like when the first one I started converting was the arson, and I kind of liked it. I was like into it at the time. I don't know if I'm as into it at this point, but um, I mean, I don't have to like work with the ones that I have. I could like now that I have the capacity to build quest chains, and I'm happy with the extent to which I've converted the backlog or the I keep calling it a backlog, but the library of events. Then like I could just like start fabricating new ones. If I wasn't so inclined. So like what? Yeah, all right. I literally haven't even thought about this yet because I was so busy converting the old ones. But if I was going to write a new quest chain, like what would I write it about and why? I don't know. I still feel almost kind of bad because like yeah, the current, yeah, I don't know. I feel like a debt almost to the events that I've already written. I feel like since I changed the system around them, I feel obligated to go back and flesh those out more fully. But I don't know. I guess I could just be writing like I could just be writing wherever. Like I don't have to like decide where to write. I can just if I can just like I can just like, you know, make events and like put them wherever I think they would go, because I like have a lot of like it's like a web. Every time I add a new event, I'm I was gonna say every time I add a new event, I'm actually like creating more threads than I'm like wrapping up. But I guess that actually doesn't have to be the case. Like I hypothetically could wrap up all these ends, but I'm not. I'm in the for the most part. I'm like only expanding this web because I want my goal for the game is to like have this to be like very broad. Like I think like this game only benefits from a greater supply of like events and storylines and that sort of thing. So yeah, right. All right. Now I'm in that other place. Like sometimes it can be challenging to like, you know, to like write a specific event or whatever, but there's the other aspect of writing that is like also quite challenging, which is when everything's just like a completely open field, and then like what do you do? Like, how do you decide? How do you even begin to decide in that case? Um, so I guess I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will branch off. Like the one I liked, or the one that I was having fun with was arson, which sounds bad, but like no, what I mean by that is so like there's a right. So there's goblin arsonists have pillaged the village. Will you chase the scoundrels, douse the fires, or cower in fear? You can save the town, and if you don't, if the goblins flee, if you chase away the goblins but the town burns down, then there's aid. Yeah, the survivors of the goblin attack are shaken up, but will you escort them to a safer area, begin to rebuild over the ashes, or toast marshmallows? Inappropriate. Um, yeah, and then similarly with guard. Oh, guard's event type 1. Yeah, right. Okay. Um, event type 3. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. So yeah, like these were like the first branching quests that I wrote, or like these other two were just like the consequence of the previous event, and then actually I guess like the way that I've been doing this more lately is that I mean I guess I don't have to. Hey, Brendan Games, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, so yeah, I mean if I wanted to, I could give a reward for successfully saving the village. It's not the worst idea. I mean, that's how. Like when hmm. I don't know. Like technically, like succeeding an event is reward itself in that you get more experience for succeeding. I guess I still don't know, and maybe I'm still in the process of figuring out like how to what extent should I use the legs of like is it going to seem punishing if by succeeding at a quest you get sent down a particularly difficult quest chain, or uh is it going to seem like too draconian and too extreme if every good outcome leads to a better quest chain, like because then if you fail at an event, not only do you not get experience for that event, but then you get kicked down a more difficult quest chain. Like, I don't know. I guess it'll become more clear the more of these I make, and the more they like actually play out, and yeah, like the more actual like game play experience we get. So goblin arsonists have pillaged the village. Will you... Right. So... Are these really... Oh, yeah, right. This one had, Yeah, this one had 4 possible actions. And it was multi, and it was event type 1. If I hadn't stopped working on these, I think I would have just kept on... I think I would have just, like, kept on... Right, it was like the aid in particular. So like survivors of the goblin attack are shaken up. Will you escort them to a safer area, begin to rebuild over the ashes, or toast marshmallows? Right, so it's event type 3, so there's no excuse me. Sorry. Um, I use Trello, which is cool. It's like I don't know. I don't do that much I don't actually do that much management. Like the extent of my management is like I have lists. Like these are the things that I want to do at some point. These are the things that I'm kind of working on right now, and then these are the things that I've done already. And these are the things that occurred to me at one point, but then I don't know what to do with them right now, so I just kind of put them in limbo. um, yeah, Trello's great because you can just like you can easily add stuff. Although the one thing that I do a lot with Trello is I'll type something. And I already hit add card, like I already hit the thing that said add card, so I'll like click away and assume that it got made, but no, it didn't actually get made until you hit the add button again. Other than that, super great. Yeah. So nearby fort, the displaced villagers find shelter and warmth. Yeah, like the reason I added these events in were just like, I don't know. It seemed, yeah. I this the story the ending of the story is slightly happier uh, as a result of these events. That's what like what event types 1, 3, and well, actually no, event type 3 is the only one that's like really like legit like good and safe and stuff. Because event type 1 can actually like fail really hard. It never feels much like failure. It always feels a little bit neutral. But yeah, no, event type 1 actually can fail. Event type 5, you can fail at event type 5, but then again, you can fail at event type 3. Yeah, with event types 3 and 5, like, someone's going to succeed. Uh, Alright. Actually, no, that's not true. Event type 5, you can unilaterally fail. You can just, like, completely, like, fail event type 5. Huh. Yeah, it's actually like really difficult to just completely fail event type 5, but it is possible. All you have to do is get literally everyone to choose the exact same choice. And then that is the trick to failing at event type 5. Um, all right. So if I was gonna make a new quest chain, how would that go? Oh, you know what I could do, just real quick, is I could This is one thing that I haven't done before. If I was using Twitter, or if I was using the secret control panel more to like actually run the game, I'd have more raw events because these are created. I have 2 raw events. These are created as I use this control panel. So maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't just like lament how never do. Maybe I should just actually like literally do it. Maybe that way. Maybe that help. The events that get input through this control panel get saved, or I mean they get run through the game, like they get played, and uh, yeah, Jira. I never used Jira's Kanban boards, but I used their Agile stuff for when I worked in AAA, and yeah, Jira seems cool too. Yeah, there's a lot to Jira, right? They like I don't know Trello. One of the things I like about Trello is that there's not much to it. It's like it's just very simple. It's very straightforward, and uh, Jira, as I recall, there was like a lot there that you could do with that stuff. It was very very detailed. I mean, I guess it was expandable too. So like if you like it, maybe it was just the institution that I worked at made it pretty in depth, pretty detailed, a little hardcore. Um, so the idea with these raw events is that although like they're part of like a linear story, like hypothetically, the effort that I put into making these events for the main game, like I could reuse that hypothetically. Like I mean, part of the idea is actually that like because this is like a linear story, like that like because this quest data would like generally like form a linear path. I could uh, I could go about like actually re-implementing that, and then as I wanted, I could like branch off in other directions. However I felt, or however I wanted. Hmm. So if hmm. It's kind of awkward because I only like saved 2 of these. I mean, there's no reason that I only had to save 2. Yeah, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, like if I go to Trusty Bard's history, then I actually do have all of that data. I just don't have it like it's just not a lot of it's just like here. A lot of it was before I like saved it to those text files. So I mean, if I felt like it, I could transpose this stuff. Oh, I wonder if copy and pasting from Twitter is gonna introduce like weird characters that break the game, or if it'll actually work out okay. Uh, I don't know. I guess we can find out. um. All right. Yeah. So I'll put those away for now, and then maybe yeah. Well, so the thing that the thing well actually you know what's funny, Brendan Games, is that I used to think that too, but I was using Notepad for. All right. So yes, this is literally like what I would do. I had where was it? Oh yeah, so when I started writing these events, at a certain point, I decided I'll just make a. Oh yeah, it's because I had been literally like I used to write these events in Notepad. I would just open Notepad and I would write these events, but then like I had a bunch of typos and stuff, and so I was like, it'd be convenient if I could use a program that had like spell check in it, and so I used Google Docs and I typed out like 5 different events in Google Docs, and then I transferred them over. I literally just like copy paste, but it was introducing these like weird like characters that the script like choked on. Like, well, so one example is like it gave these weird quotation marks instead of like the standard like quotation mark characters. Like it gave the directional quotation marks instead of just like the unidirectional quotation marks. I mean, it's a subtle difference, but like I don't know. For some reason, like, I don't know. I was getting these weird errors, and despite the fact that the text looked identical, like it looked like there was nothing wrong with the text, the way I fixed these errors was literally just to open this, and this is why I was like retyping stuff earlier. I just opened a new notepad, and even though it looked like I was doing the exact same thing, I just retyped it. It was and then all of a sudden the errors all went away. So like it'd be nice if like literally all formatting got rinsed, or like literally all like inappropriate whatever like got rinsed when using Notepad. But I don't know, maybe it's like whatever encoding the the script uses. Like maybe it's just too sensitive. But whatever the explanation, I'm very wary and just generally distrusting of anything that's not like just literally like the barest, most simplest, basically like any copy paste sort of thing. Uh, yeah. uh, is I like literally like apart from the fact that I'm making a text adventure game right now, I typically don't use text in my games at all. Like if you look at the games that I've worked on previously, like I had numbers in them. Like my prototypes, like B-Box, for example. The like there's this little bit of explanatory text down here, just to give you like a hint as to, like how you might play the game, or like how the game, like what how does this game work, right? But other than that, it's all just visual, and it's all. I mean, admittedly, like it'd be harder if I had to. It'd be more. There'd be like more to it if this was like a finished product. But I just text, man, text. It's just there's so much that can go wrong there. There's so many weird things that can like be wrong and broken about text. I just avoid it as much as possible. Um, all right. Like I said, it's probably. I guess it's worth a shot. Uh, it's like hypothetically, I could just use these events. I don't know though. I mean, the thing about these events is that these were all written just like on the fly, and so I'll probably want to adapt them at least a little bit because like as these were written on the fly, I mean, the nice thing about writing them on the fly is that you can tell the story on the fly, and that's like basically the mode of the game that plays like Dungeons and Dragons, or like the mode of the game. That's why I call it like a tabletop MMO, because that's like it's supposed to have that like storytelling aspect, and it's supposed to play out like with that sort of like I don't know, that improvised sort of adventure that I really like about that sort of thing. Um, but as a result, like I think they're probably, I don't know. I don't know if they like the events that I author in other contexts, the ones that I author specifically for the automated system, I tend to put a little more I don't know. I just it well, for one thing, it takes me longer to write them, and I spend that time like just kind of like shaping them. I think a little bit more carefully than the live version. So I might just not want to use all of these. Like I don't have to use all of these. Maybe I'll just like cherry pick the ones that I like, the good ones. Um, uh, um, Smelly wolf. Uh, yeah. um, so I'm just like reading over these and I'm trying to think of like if I really feel like salvaging. I get like it started out a little bit slow, but I think it gets better at some point. Um, I don't know. Like this is kind of the point where the main quest actually kind of started. So I could I could go with this. Like so it'd be starting with like from the oops. I did not actually mean to click on that. It'd be starting with the point where like the you hear like a bellow. And, like you hear what was it? I was much further down. Uh, yeah, sure. Um, sure. Let's see how that goes. I don't know. Why not? Uh, so yeah, I'll close these. I'm not actually gonna work on those right now. So far to the west, you hear a ferocious bellow. Uh, not far in that direction lies a small glen. Uh, fit to camp in overnight. Otherwise, you can find an inn in town. Uh, I'll start with saying it's getting dark. Uh, from far to the west, you hear a ferocious bellow. Not far in that direction lies a small glen fit to camp overnight. Otherwise, you could find an inn in town. Sure. I don't know. This is not how I would typically write an event, but let's see where this goes. Let's see how it turns out. Text isn't just hard in the web dev field. I would believe that it is hard in the web dev field, but text is hard in pretty much all fields. I feel like. I don't mean to sound like anti-text, because I mean I'm literally making a text adventure game right now, but I don't know. It's just there's just so much to it, and like then languages and like localization and stuff too. Yeah. um. All right. So oh yeah, what event type was this? It oh yeah, right. Because this was before I recorded that information. What event type was this? Camp overnight or find an inn in town? Uh, ha- well, I guess yeah. When I'm like in the live storytelling mode of this game, like I tend to instead of making like the right event for the event type, I tend to just choose like the best event type for the event. And so I end up with like events like this that are like they don't fit the mold exactly. They don't like super align. I mean, I guess this is an event type 3, right? or event type 2. Um, I guess this is event type 2. Sure, why not? Oh, yeah, I mean that's the other thing I could do is I could actually just cherry pick this list for like the event types that I need, right? Because like we definitely still have a bunch more event fours than like the other types, so we don't need as many of those. Um, Actually, it occurs to me that another thing I should kind of probably do with the way oh hard to, I get what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Give it a shot. See how it goes. No. Yeah, it's games are actually one place where you can avoid text because games like like I don't know. I make games that like I just like when I don't want to do something in a game, I just like get very experimental. Like if like I think if most people made like B-box, like they would just put text in it, but like I kind of put that as a challenge to myself. But yeah, all right. Yeah, in like regular like real life stuff, you can't always get like experimental and like artistic with that sort of thing. But that's what I like about games. Um, uh, because I mean, well, so okay, so not to sound completely flighty, my rationale for liking games for that reason is that if you do spend time like figuring that stuff out, like if I made B-box like a full title, like if I tried like what if someone made like a and I guess actually like Journey kind of did this, like Journey the real Journey, not JRNE, the dev name for SideQuest, but like was it that game company? I forget who was it the people who did Journey? Or no, that's whatever. Journey doesn't have like text in it, right? It doesn't have like anything verbal in it, right? And I don't know. I just thought that so like that's an example of like they went really far with that idea, and as a result, like they came up with like ways to they came up with like game systems that I think like you probably wouldn't have stumbled across if like for the history of like game making, no one had ever tried that approach, and I think like you don't like I don't know. I think that when you do stuff like that, you can come up with stuff that doesn't like if you go like abstract, you can end up discovering things that are actually useful in a broader context too. So yeah. All right. Anyways, that's enough of a tangent. So if this was event type 2, then hypothetically you could fail to decide. Um, so hypothetically you fail to decide. Okay, so this is not a multi-event. Uh, if you fail to decide, you stay up half the night debating and ultimately camp on the lumpy ground, I guess. So what if you so what if you choose to camp in the glen? So that in that case then you sorry, I'm just gonna move my tablet again. I've been fiddling with my tablet. I don't think I've ever like set up and moved my tablet like so many times in one day, but just having one of those days. Pardon. Okay. So you stay up half the night debating and ultimately camp on the lumpy ground. So after a short hike, you set up camp on soft grass. Oh wait, no. After a short hike, you set up camp. I try not to get too specific about the environmental factors or the environmental aspects of like your location, and I just like I still haven't resolved like the event system and the environment art, which like run on completely separate systems right now. And so like I don't know. I should probably do something about that because my current mode is just to to like keep a minimum on discrepancies, and I don't know, that slows me down in a lot of ways. So it'd be nice to just come up with something better for that, or just I mean, I've thought about it a bit, but none of the solutions have like really gripped me. You know what? You know what I should do probably is now that I'm fabricating more events, I probably should just start tying events to locations. So that way, yeah. Like if I want to, well, I mean it's a little weird because like okay, if I start tying events to locations and I have event chains, like what happens if you're like, does that mean I still have to get in specific about location down and further down an event chain? Uh, because like if an further down an event chain takes place in like the forest, for example, then do I just have to lock the player's position to the forest uh, until we decide whether we might eventually hit that that quest in the chain, or like I don't know. The one thing that I talked about that maybe is the right choice is like the guided environmental travel. So like right now, kind of like with events, the environment shifts fairly arbitrarily. Like, you know, there are transitions that you like. So right now we're transitioning from the forest to the mountains, as we can see here, and like it's doing that because we were in the forest, and then at a certain point it was like, okay, time to transition, and the valid transitional, like the options for valid transitions from the forest are the mountains. So here we are in the mountains, and then yeah, so what I was thinking is like if you just take so if you take any current location and any other location, you can figure out like what's the quickest route to get there, and you can like hypothetically I could get the game to start queuing up those locations and then transition accordingly. I mean, right now there's the only the game transitions on a timer basically. Like the so actually I guess if I wanted to, I could just make it so that the game I can make it so that the game like never just automatically transitions. I could just make it so that it transitions entirely because of the quest guided system, or I could just make it so that the quest system steered the travel generally, but then also there was like some, you know, like yeah, actually yeah, I'd probably want to do some sort of hybrid approach because the I'd want to be relatively sparing with I don't know, I feel like I might want to be relatively sparing with the uh the way that I use like the environmental dependencies. Like right now I try and use as like basically none. Although that's a little bit of a lie. Oh, hey. I can't read that yet, but hold on one second. TTGG1, welcome. Thank you very much for following. Welcome to the channel. I need to do. I really need to change that text or something because, like, if I have a light background behind it, I can't for the life of me read it. Huh. That could work. I feel like that could work because like if I have like a I guess like yeah, the only thing I'd really have to be sparing about I think is would be having quest chains that mandated transitions, right? Like if I had a quest that took place in the forest and then at a certain point it has to go into like a cave or something. Like right now, to get to from the forest to the cave, you have to excuse me. Excuse me. Right now, in order to get from the forest to the cave, you have to go through the mountains. Just because I never drew, I could just flesh out more of those transitions. Actually, there's a like the only reason I haven't made more transitions between like environments. Like there are like 5 environments, but each of them only have like 2 or 3 transitions maximum. Um, I didn't really have a particular reason to do it because like all the travel was fairly arbitrary. But like there's no reason I couldn't make those transitions. Um, and yeah, so that way if I started making quests that required specific environments, like if I made a quest that like I said like I was like the example I gave earlier, if I made a quest that started in the forest but then had to take place in a cave, like I could always just make the forest to cave transition. Um, and then uh, then I wouldn't have to go through the mountains to get there. I guess I don't know. I kind of want to like hmm, if there's if like the environments are not 100% quest guided, maybe you know what I should do is just I should have all the starter quests imply a I should have all the starter quests indicate an environment because that way I don't have to worry about uh like getting like the environment stagnating. Like one thing I want to avoid is like accidentally staying in the same environment like all day because like I don't know. The environment art is fairly simple. So like I don't want to be staring. I don't want people. I don't want like the. I don't want to be showing like the same event. So the same environment like literally the entire day. That would not be fun. Um, but yeah, so if I make each of the starter events like indicate a an environment, then that would work. I think. I guess the question there is like, how long does it take to actually transition between environments? Because that actually can take a while. I should probably time it because it probably doesn't take that long. It probably takes about as long as it takes to go from one event to the next. Because like events only happen like every 12 to 15 minutes, so that could be legit. Although as it is now, hmm, yeah, as it is now, the there aren't all of those transitions. Like there is no direct transition from the forest to the cave. So if we're in the forest and then we got a cave event up next, then we probably wouldn't make it there in time. Uh, yeah, especially if we were in the forest and we got like the river, because to get to the river you have to go through the mountains and then either through the snow or the cave and then to the river. So like, hmm. So maybe oh yeah okay. So what if all the starter okay? So what if all the starter events had a location, and when we picked an event at random, we picked from only from the pool of the current environment and the environment to which that environment can transition. And then we would transition or not, depending on what the next event would entail. That could work. Because then the game is transitioning at intervals and it's giving quests that are like contextually appropriate, which would be nice. And then I could write long event chains that, yeah, yeah, and then event chains, right? The event chains could like, uh, I like this. This is one of those things that I might have even put it in limbo. I know it's been on the backlog for a while, but like, yeah, organize events and environments. Like it's been one of those things that I've been meaning to do for a while. So I'm gonna take this out of the current because this is the environment art that well, I'll probably do it differently based on the outcome of uh, of this. So organize events and environments. I think that's it. I think that's the plan, which would be nice. I'll just feel like I've it's like SideQuest has felt a lot like almost like two different projects in a way because like the visuals have always been very much of like a HUD, um, which is part of the nature of the game, uh, but I I don't know if I the extent to which it doesn't have to be that way. I would like that. I would like it to be uh, a little bit more cohesive, a little more, glued together, or like, you know, just better coalesced, or I don't know. Okay, let's uh, let's do what? I I I'm super sorry. I'm gonna step away from my computer for just a moment. To be a little more precise, I'll be gone for probably more than 1 minute, probably approximately 2 minutes. So, sorry, I won't be gone long. I try not to take breaks while streaming, but I'm just gonna take a super quick one. I'm gonna put the game into away mode so that way uh, you guys will have something to do while I'm gone. Oh, is there? Is, wait, I activated away mode, but it didn't start an event yet. Oh, oh, I guess. Oh, because we just had an event relatively recently. That's weird. Anyways, it's in away mode, and sorry, yeah, I'll be back super fast. Sorry, just 1 second. Hey, sorry for the delay. Alright. I'll leave away mode on for a little while longer, because I don't know, I feel bad about stepping away from the monitor. There's no, like, I can't even, like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be even, like, slightly better if I could at least, like, hit that button where, like, you can see advertisements while I'm gone, because, like, I don't know, I'd almost, like, rather put on advertisements than dead air, because at least advertisements are sometimes funny, or, like, sometimes entertaining on, like, some small way. I don't know. All right. So what was I on? Oh yeah, I was talking about the environment stuff. That would make the game so crashy, or like I don't know. That's like hypothetically now would be a good time for the game not to be crashy. So yeah, maybe now that I have that plan, like that's exciting, and I should still wait though before I actually begin affecting that plan. I just don't want the game to be crashy this week for various reasons. Uh, so yeah, I'll keep that on the back burner. Uh, and yeah, I mean, the nice thing about that is that now hypothetically I can just like start choosing settings, and I don't have to be like vague about like where things take place. I can be very very specific, very direct, and very clear. I might actually want to start doing that because the other thing is that like now the like with the proposed new system, like the frequency that we see these backgrounds is directly tied to the it's directly tied to the oh, I'm still in face cam. My face is not that interesting. Sorry. um it's direct so the frequency of the backgrounds is tied directly to the number of events which take place in that environment. So um I'll probably like once I'm done setting up the that system, I'll probably want to put in like kind of like what I do with event types, how I have like that thing that tells me how many events of each type there are. I'll probably want to also do like how many events of each of each environment there would be. So that way, you know, if you know, I'll be like, oh, okay, so I need to make more snow quests. That's actually going to be really helpful because there are like a lot of things that I can be very specific about. Like I can make literally snow themed quests now. That I can make quests that occur specifically in the snow. In fact, I probably should make snow themed quests so that so that that background does show up at times. Cool. Uh, I guess I could start annotating the data, right? I've been changing like the format of the events a bit, and I guess now is probably about as good a time as any for like just like a complete overhaul if I wanted to do that because as it is I've been just like cramming new little data points in wherever, and I could just keep doing that. Like when I want to like indicate like whether an event was a starter event, I just put it like right next to the event type. And then when I wanted to indicate like how much bonus points the event could be worth, I literally just like replaced the starter non-starter value with that bonus value. So I could just keep doing stuff like that. Oh, I never actually finished this event. I just oh right, because this is the one that got me thinking about the environment event correlation. So I yeah, I was saying like literally every event would indicate literally every starter event would indicate a yeah, I was gonna say okay, so yeah, I had said literally every starter event would indicate an environment. But then like there are events that could take place in any environment, right? Um I think for those, I will still want to choose one, because if I put in events that can take place in any environment, then I mean I guess I could do that. What I'd have to do if I did that was somehow like change the odds, because like let's say all of the events, let's say there are 5 environments, let's say there are 21 events, 5 environments, and 20 of those events all correspond to an environment, and then the one last event doesn't. That means that at any given time, you, instead of having a 1 in 21 chance of picking any of the events, you actually only have like a 1 in 10, or like, well, actually no, 1 in like 11 or so, or 1 in 16 chance of picking any of the valid events. The one that can occur in any environment would always be valid, and it would just come up way too much, because regardless of where you were, it would have a chance of coming up. So yeah, so in order to avoid it coming up way too much, I'd basically have to weight the probabilities of like getting any particular event type. Like you'd be like, you know, statistically more likely to get a environment based event than to get a non-environment based event. And then maybe I should do that eventually, because like I might want to make it so that like I was saying before, like if you stay in the same environment too long, it can get a little bit stale. So I might want to make it so that you know, if you, like you can only choose events from the same environment so many times in a row before it just kicks you on to the next environment. So yeah. Huh. Cool. This is one of those things that like, I don't know, it's always been in the back of my mind that like I knew I wanted something like this, but it just I never quite got there in terms of like how to do it, how to affect that how to affect that. So yeah. All right, I'll just I'm so excited to have that up and working. I know it's going to be a lot of work to get it done, but I like it. I'm psyched, except for the fact that I don't want to make the game crashy right now. It's totally something I would just jump into right now. All right, well, I'll have even more time to think about all the details over the next several days while I keep the game playable. Uh, you never know when you might have to show off the game and how it works. All right. After a short hike, you set up camp. I guess at this point I could like, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I could start annotating these to like actually have an environment. So I don't know. I'll just call this like forest. And actually, I guess like now when I write events, like that's something I'll want to keep in mind, because like I was saying before, like if I tried to go from the forest to the river, I wouldn't make it in time. There's no way that I would like fully transition there. So like if I want to make a quest chain right now that starts in the forest and ends in the river, I have to make an event for the forest, and then I have to make it get followed by an event for the mountain. I have to make it get followed by an event either to snow or to cave, and then I have to make that followed by an event to occur in the river. Because I'm pretty sure with 25, or excuse me, I'm pretty sure. All right, so yeah, what is it? It's like and I can change these numbers, but the way the numbers currently work, events happen 15 minutes apart, unless you get perfect on an event, in which case, and this isn't like, it's not literally just like perfect the value for one outcome. It's there's like an overall event balance system that works slightly differently than the individual action balance outcome, blah blah blah, whatever. But like the gist is, if like, so let's say on event type 2, let's say you get perfect, that is, yeah, one of the cases where you get the frequency modifier. So the next event, instead of taking the full 15 minutes, it only takes 10 minutes. So is 10 minutes enough time to... that's why when when I say like how frequently events occur, I'm never very specific about how frequently events occur, even though that it is technically a fixed number. It also varies based on how well people perform at events. Because if you're getting perfect all the time, then you if you get perfect all the time, then they happen a lot faster. Yeah. So is 10 minutes enough to transition from one environment to the other? I feel like it should be, or it could be. Oh no, I can calculate this. Right, because the background layer moves at 2 pixels per frame. 2 pixels, yeah, no, 2 pixels per frame. And there are 2 frames per second. So there are 4 pixels per second. And how far does that background have to translate in order to guarantee that a transition has occurred? Ooh. It is a lot of pixels. It is a lot of pixels. Let's think about this. I don't need to. So there. So 4 pixels per second. It's so the screen width is 1920 pixels. So just to get the screen to flip once, it would be 1920. Actually, do I have a spreadsheet open? Yeah, I should use the spreadsheet. So these are all just random numbers that totally mean stuff. I just don't remember what. So 4 pixels per second, 1920 pixels total. So this number divided by this number, 480 seconds just for the background to slide once? Really? How many minutes is that? 8 minutes for one slide of the background? Yowza! That is slow. So no, you definitely can't guarantee a transition in 10 minutes because... Huh. That's funny. Yeah, no, because in order for it to guarantee a transition, I think you need to like guarantee like 3 background slides or something like that. So that's funny. So I guess that does change things a little bit. Uh, huh. What can I do with that? I mean, one thing I could do is I could make the backgrounds move faster, hypothetically. Uh, is it 4 frames per second? Maybe I made it. Maybe I bumped that up at one point, and I know it was that at one point, but maybe I changed it. Hold on, let's see. Where would that be? It would be. Where's the environment stuff? It's further up, right? I'm too far down, yeah. Nope. Oh no, you know where it would be is down in the part where this animates, which is down here. Environmental scroll plus equals 2. Wait, 2. Oh no, 2 times 2 width. Oh yeah. Okay, wait. So yeah, environmental layer speed. Where do we declare this? Oh, it is 4. Okay. Okay, no, that's good. I thought the background scrolled at 2 pixels per frame, but it scrolls at 4 pixels per frame, which means it scrolls at 8 pixels per second, which means it only takes 4 minutes for it to. Oh, so that's much better. So this is actually 8, and so it only takes 4 minutes for it to. Okay, that's much better. That's very good news because that means. Did I? Well, you know what's funny is I feel like it was actually supposed to be 2 pixels per second, and I think that actually probably the reason it's 4 is because back when I was doing a lot of environment art, it was easier to test if I. Sorry, I'm gonna make the screen look weird. I apologize. um, yeah, the reason I changed it to four, I basically doubled all the numbers because that helped me test the environments faster because it made the environments move faster. So it's possible I'm actually that the environments have just looked really weird for the past like several months, and I should actually tone it back down. I'm tempted to not tone it back down because, for one thing, no one's complained about the environments, and this math is much better than the math that it could have been otherwise. So, uh, I don't know. um, sorry. Um, yeah, this is probably fine. This is probably fine speed. I can probably keep it like this. I'm really tempted to put it back down to 2 frames per second and see if I like it better like that. I probably would. Look how fast it is. I mean, it never bothered me until just now, but now it's intolerable. What if I did want it to be slower? Like, what could I do? I guess, like, I could, like, forecast, right? Like, if, yeah. I could, so, like, for quest chains where, like, the subsequent events location. Nah, I shouldn't do that. I should just leave it how it is. I should just bite. I should just suck it up and settle, or like come to terms with the fact that. Oh man, but is that even satisfactory? Like, you know, slightly awkward is that even with four, no, this is fine. This is doable. It's slightly awkward because even with 4 minutes as like the time it takes for the background to fully transition, I'll have to refactor some of the way uh, um, yeah, Lauren is totally right. By the way, SideQuest is the project that we're looking at right now. It's the SideQuest that people are playing in chat right now. So, uh, um, yeah, I just have to refactor like the way the transitions work because right now it actually like there okay so there are like two the way the system works there are two slides for each layer of the background. So there are two copies of the background slide, there are two copies of the middle ground slide, there are two copies of the near ground slide, and right now only one of those is valid for the transition to begin. So it's not a major deal, but I just need to make it so that it's possible for the other slide to initiate the transition. Because if we're waiting for like the one of the two slides, then at sometimes we'll have to wait like an additional 4 minutes. That would be excruciating. What if I slowed down the background and fixed that thing? Because then we'd only ever have to wait 8 minutes. Well, so that'd be slightly awkward because we'd have to wait. Or no. Alright, so. Alright, an event ends, and then. Yeah, an event ends, and then at the end of the event, we'll know what the next environment should be. Whether it should be the same environment or whether it should be a different environment. Actually, huh? Oh, whoa. Wait, is it using the new environment art? Oh yeah, environment art does get loaded in dynamically, huh? Yeah, I was thinking like because this is like it has the taller cave whatever, and the reason I noticed that is because there's like a gap in it. Like you can kind of see some of my arm underneath. Well, yeah, it's gone now, but 'cause, yeah, it was like a slightly splotchy job. And yeah, no, I wasn't expecting that to have happened. Oh, well, okay, I guess it's kind of cool because I can actually like look at it a little bit and evaluate it. Um, so sorry, I'm gonna make the screen look weird in a different way. And yeah, so now you can't see the sky. You can't see the sky behind the cave anymore, so that's good. But then there was that weird thing about yeah, there's that weird thing about the whatever it was, the gaps in that. It looks like it was only in that one transition piece, although it might be in more transition pieces too. Either way, I'm gonna just look at that real quick. All right, so I'll make stop making this look weird. I'll put the screen back to normal. Uh, Wait, hold on. Sorry, this is for just from RDBM. There you go. How's that? Okay. Uh, so what was I? Oh yeah, yeah. The little gap in the cave art. Uh, that's not bad. I don't care. I think I'm like ready to like lock this in. Just making the shirt slightly cream colored. Oh, it's owl colored. Look at it. It's owl colored, right? It's like, wait, I should use like a color from the owl because like this whole look is like completely owl colored. I literally like the browns from it. I took directly from the owl. I think this is not. I think this can go back in the other direction. And I don't necessarily want to go in that direction. But like, if I did it like this, then the entire outfit is literally owl colored. I mean, the owl doesn't have much black on it, but it kind of does, like the eyes. Oh, so maybe I should make it beak colored. Maybe I should make the shirt the color of the owl's beak. But like, yeah, that's like kind of funny to me. I did not do that intentionally. It didn't even really. Oops, not the vest. The shirt. So if I made the shirt like gold colored, like the owl beak. No, I think it looks better before, but that just entertains me. That just amuses me. And actually, I think the owl beak is actually the color of the pants, so I don't need to use the gold color again. I think this is fine. I think this is like a legit look, and the sickle is like creepy and intimidating and whatever. That's fine. Okay. I don't know if this is. I don't know. I feel like there probably still needs to be a little something else, but I can start thinking about what the little something else is now that I at least have a fine basis. So like I'll probably want to. I don't know. Like I might want to do like a. Uh, no, I really don't know exactly, but well, so for example, just thinking about how this would get pieced out, like pieced out, no, uh, the head, like so that yeah, the like the headpiece is obviously part of the head, the sickle is obviously part of the hands, the forearm wraps, like the wraps that go up the forearm, part of the hands, the vest and the shirt, part of the chest, like the legs, the leg wraps and. Oh, I'll probably change the boots because these are literally the same boots or these are literally the same shoes we were just wearing. Um, but yeah, those are all be part of the legs. Nothing. Excuse me. Excuse me. Nothing is using the back slot. Like, there's no. We're not carrying anything. We're not. We don't have like a cape or like a chest piece or like a mask or anything like that. So that's like probably something I'll want to add. I don't know what I would do with that, but I feel like I should do something. Oh, you know what I could do? That I kind of wanted to do before. I kind of wanted to put like a. Oh yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, one of my earlier characters was going to have a sword. The brigand was going to have a sword, and it was gonna be. Wait, was it the brigand? I distinctly remember trying to like give the character a sword. Oh, like a machete or something. Yeah, I think the brigand once upon a time was gonna have a machete. Yeah, was it the brigand? I swear, at some point I was gonna make a character hold a machete, but then I couldn't get their sheath or like whatever it's called, like the thing that you put the machete in. I couldn't get it to sit in the right on the correct hip. And it was just occurring to me like I don't know how you would hold a sickle. Like, do you just hold a sickle? Like, do you never put it? Like, is there no such thing as a sickle sheath? Actually, no. That's probably a crazy idea. Because like, if you put a sickle, like, what would like a sheath to hold a sickle would like be really weird shaped because it'd have to be like all curved and stuff, right? And then like to hold a sickle unsheathed would be also crazy. Like to just hook it onto your belt or something, because you'd get so stabbed in the legs, like you would not have like you just have like it'd not be good. Is my point. All right, Jarvis, guy, I'm back. Yeah, I think I'm back for real. Because last week was a mess, but the future is ours. No, by that I mean I don't have like major obligations anymore. So I'm free. I'm a free person. All right, I still haven't done the cave thing, which is why I came back to the drawing program. But I'm psyched about the. Oh yeah, all right. These are the gaps that I was seeing. I guess I just forgot to fill these in. Yeah, I think the I'm gonna keep calling that character the farmer because it's I don't know, they're holding a sickle, right? That makes them a farmer. That's what farmers look like. Uh, sickle farmer or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, so sickle farmer or farmer or whatever that character. I think it's gonna. Oops, sorry, keep elbowing the wall behind me. I think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna totally happen. So that's cool. That's exciting. Uh, hey, Asado, welcome back. uh, let's, I could do the character art now. What was I doing before, oh yeah, I was thinking about I was still thinking about the environment system. Alright, yeah, the thing that was occurring to me, like, if I slow down the environment art, so that it happened at, like, well, for one thing, I should probably check to see that, like, well, yeah, I'm gonna put these back to what I think are actually like what the correct values should be, which should be 4. I mean, it might be that I actually at a certain point decided that it should actually be 4, 8, 12, 16 instead, but I'm pretty sure these values started out as 2, 4, 6, and 8. So. Yeah, I want to at least try it again like that, just to see how it looks. Because, like, some people have described the visuals of the game as slightly jarring, and I wouldn't be surprised if the pace of the background didn't have some impact on that. Because the background is supposed to like shift relatively gradually, or like in a very subtle manner. Like the character movement is supposed to be noticeable, but the background is supposed to be like it's supposed to scroll, because if it didn't scroll, it can never transition, and you'd never escape the cave, for example. Like if it was just the cave, and there were just like people walking through the cave, like in like ad infinitum, that would be weird. There is one funny thing about the way the art works currently. Binry, I just walked past this, or wait, no, I can't do it. All right, so Trent Sterling is going to walk past these giant cave windows here, right? So this giant, like, look at this. I'll keep my cursor right around this this giant like cave window, right here, right? All right. I don't know if this is going to work exactly, but it might work. The gist is basically if Trent just walked off screen, hypothetically Trent could just walk on screen again, which would be funny. Yeah, here I don't know if that's him, but yeah. If that's Trent, then like he's gonna walk past this window twice, which is I guess it wasn't. It was Trent. That was Cap's Island. But I don't know. It's just kind of funny that like yeah, I don't know. You got For some reason, some adventurers like double back and like walk past multiple times. But all right, uh, all right. I mean, I guess like yeah, that's just kind of like a conceit of like how the visuals work in this game. There's a what 10? Oh, because they're at the screen thing. So I can do this. Okay. Uh, oh, cool! It's the mirror universe. I'm gonna participate in this one for no particular reason. I'm going to participate in this event for no particular reason. I just like participating in events. Binribot and I, we will both participate in this event. Alright, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I was thinking about the... Alright, so if I change these numbers, then it will take 8 minutes to fully switch. So if I do the thing where instead of having to switch only on frame index, or the background slide index 0, if it could switch on either of them, then the longest it could possibly take to transition is 16 minutes. And that's to fully transition, though. Because that means to... Right. The reason the time that it can take 16 minutes to transition, assuming I do the thing where it can transition on either frame, the time it takes 16 minutes to transition is the time when we pass the slide frame, like right, because basically the way the transitions work is that because there are these two slides, there are these two copies of the identical slide. The way the transition works is one of the slides gets replaced with the transition slide, and so while they just gradually, naturally, like always like scroll across the screen, like at the juncture where we can set up the transition is when one of the slides is perfectly in the center of the screen, such that the entire screen is only technically showing that one, and the other one is completely obscured. Because when the other one is 100% completely obscured, we can flip it around, and no one will notice like a change in the graphics because it we got it. Perfect, you guys. We did really well. Sorry. Yeah, so you won't notice any change in the graphics. So that's why this can like we have this 8-minute window between the opportunities where we can transition. So the only time that it would take 16 minutes to fully transition is when that window passes just before we realize that we want to transition. Because when that window passes, and if we like even a split second later, I mean technically I could do it in a split second. Technically I could add in a little bit of fudge room. But at a certain point, like the visuals are going to be on the screen such that you can't instantly make the transition, because if you did, it would the background would like trees would disappear, and like, you know, mountains would appear out of nowhere, and it would look weird. So if we just miss that window, then we have to wait, like, let's call it like 7.5 minutes until that window comes back, and then once that window comes back, it would take the additional 8 minutes to fully transition. The thing is, though, once like when you're in the middle of a transition, like it feels fairly transitioned, right? It's like do I have a good example of this? Like I guess I'll just go. Oh yeah, I'll go with file open mountains. Oh yeah, transition to snow. Like if you look at like the like this isn't full transition. This isn't full on transition. This is actually 50% transition. So the longest it could ever take to get to this point would be 12 minutes. And that's like pretty close, right? Well, yeah, I guess if events can happen every 10 minutes, then yeah. Cuz like yeah, this slide represents the 50% transition mark. So yeah, if it was 10 minutes, then you might not see even nearly as much snow. Like if it I mean, it'd be kind of a fluke, but it would still happen sometimes that like you only see like so like this would be as far as it could if you were in the mountains and it was trying to incur a snow event, this might be as far as you could get, and so like you would see snow, like you would see that there's snow on the screen, but like everything on this part of the screen would be all like mountains and stuff. So I don't know. I might just want to make it. Yeah. So for the authored system, where like I'm actually like just like writing out the quest lines myself, that's actually probably fine because I can just like make sure that the events that incur the transition are a little bit, like that the event could actually occur in a place that's like not full on snow, but like halfway between mountains and snow. But for the automated system, right. So the other thing I was thinking of was forecasting. Right now, we only decide the next event at the end of the current event, which is why sometimes we only have 10 minutes, right? What if we chose the next event sooner, right? Like, there's no reason, like, we're just choosing these events randomly, right? Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. We're only sometimes choosing these events randomly. Uh, yeah. So that could work. That could be satisfactory because, right. So we won't actually know what the next event. We won't actually know what the next. Oh. Oof. Yeah. No. The tough one is that when an event chain concludes, like so right now events can have outcomes that chain into further events in like in a series, like in a story, or go back to the random system. And it's actually that those hybrid events that ruin it, because if it was 100% predictable, then I could author them all, and if it was 100% random, then I could forecast it. But because there's that combination of random and prescribed, then I have to wait until the end of the event to know for sure what. So it could just be that the only time I'm allowed to prescribe specific event, or that the only time I'm allowed to prescribe specific environments in a quest chain is if I shore up all of those loose ends, like, because that would work, like that system could work. I mean, it could be that I oh wow. Oh, we got legit many. All right, apparently yeah, actually, yeah, viewership is higher today, so I mean, that's not hard to fix. It's just I only ever put in 10 I only ever put in 10 uh, number words, because usually it only picked like a relatively small number of people. But yeah, no, that's easy enough. 11. Oops, 11. 12. I wonder how many it was actually describing. It was. Whoa! What happened here? What? What was this? Whoa! Wait. T. Kinter? What is this? If merged text equals exclamation point. Merge text index 0. Oh, that's weird. Alright, I didn't notice that earlier, but that must have been. Oh, no, I do know what that was about. Yeah, I did. I kind of noticed that earlier, because I used a command in the secret control panel, and it worked, but it didn't clear out the chat window, or it didn't clear out the text window. It left it with stuff in it. Okay, so that's what that was about. But that wasn't. Yeah, how many? Wow, yeah, that was a lot. Uh, oh, it wasn't that many. It was probably like, what was that, like 11? Is that like exactly 11? Uh, all right, so it wasn't that bad, but yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's not like this is hard to do. I'm just literally I just hadn't written out all of these numbers as such. 13, 14, 15, and so this is just because Trusty Bard. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, her. So the reason I use these number words is because Trusty Bard speaks. I like it when Trusty Bard kind of has like a voice, kind of. Wait, what's the thing you can do where you can like line break and that would be helpful. I know I've done it one other place. Backslash. Okay, so if I backslash, I can keep writing on the same I can keep writing the same line on the next line. All right. Yeah, when Trusty Bard talks, actually, yeah. So I was gonna say like I mean, okay. So by style guidelines, technically, when you say the number 11, like so like yeah, technically by like I think like style writing conventions, like you would say like I ate 4 cookies, or you would say I ate 11 cookies, because generally the convention is if it's less than 10, you use the word, and if it's greater than 10, or if it's greater than or equal to 10, basically if it's 2 digits or more, then you use the number. The thing is, I don't actually know the rule on this, but for me personally, if you're saying like 4 frogs like leapt or whatever, I don't care. For some reason, like I don't like saying 11 frogs leapt. Like that. Wait, there's an A in leapt, isn't there? Not that that's the important part. I don't like saying 11 frogs leapt, and I don't know. I don't know this one specifically, but I feel like in that case it would be 11 frogs leapt. And so the reason I'm inclined to use these number words, even when even for like numbers like 10 or higher, I just sometimes these words start sentences, so like yeah, I don't know. I think I'd just rather. I mean, if I felt like it, I could make it so that like Trusty Bard only used the number words at the start of a sentence, but like I don't know. I won't. I'll just go up to 20. I think that should be okay for now. Because I mean, he does say many when it's more than. Whoops! Did I just write 17? 17. Excuse me. 17 with two e's. All right, there we go. 18. 19. I guess I should look up. Oh, text up to 19. Interesting. 20. Yeah, I guess I should look up the rules about like numbers at the start of a sentence. Like numbers at the start of the sentence and numbers at the end of a sentence, like that just feels weird to me. Like I don't have a specific reason why it shouldn't necessarily be that way, but I don't know. All right, let's figure out what that error was about, because it sounds like what was it doing? If merge, what do you? Oh, merge text index 0. Wait, it's saying merge text index 0 is out of range, which means that there's zero. Merge text is actually 0 length. Does that make sense though? Count characters. Wait, why were we counting characters? I never hit the count characters button. Oh. Oh, yeah, no, I know. Wait, do I? What? I might have put it so that we automatically count characters. No, we only automatically count characters when we're submitting an event. Yeah, when we're creating an event. We don't count characters. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay. Well, we do it for give. And we do it for bonus, and we do it for roll, because I added those in as well. But those are the only cases where we auto count characters. And none of those cases came up. So why the heck were we counting characters? I feel like we weren't, because I didn't use any of those commands. I didn't create any events. Oh, I know what it was. It was because I must have hit it with an empty. um, um, so, sorry, I was just catching up on my chat. I guess it would evaluate down that code path if I hit. Yeah, so I'm gonna test this. I have an empty thing. I'm just gonna hit create event and see what happens. Not enough action tags. Oh. So no, I have no clue why that. I have no clue how that evaluated. Why on earth would that evaluate kind of characters? I mean, maybe I just accidentally clicked it. If I just accidentally click it, will that? Oh yeah, there it goes. All right, maybe I must have just accidentally clicked it. And yeah, it just doesn't like that. I'm assuming the length of. All right, so really, what I should be doing here is saying if merge or if the length of merged text is greater than 0, because if it's equal to 0 or less than 0, then we don't have to worry about evaluating a command. So we can just. I mean, if it's equal to 0, then we can do literally nothing. I mean, we can get by without doing anything, right? Oh yeah. Huh. History. I have a lot of respect for people who like know stuff about history and like foreign affairs and stuff like that, because like the only thing I know about like the state of the world outside like my own little world is the stuff that I learn about from watching like movies and TV. But the thing about that is that I also know the fake stuff, because I can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. Which isn't to say that I'm delusional. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I am, but no. I just mean like if I got quizzed on like history or foreign affairs, like I might get some answers correct because I saw it in films, but I'd also fall for a lot of fake answers or like wrong answers because I don't know. I would just be like making like educated guesses or miseducated guesses, as the case may be. All right. Cool. So that was fun, and I found that because we were looking up the number words, and we added in some more number words. So cool. And frogs leapt and cookies were eaten. That was all good fun. Yeah. Right. So that leaves me still with the environment conundrum. Oh yeah. Sorry. That was probably the least delightful thing I've ever done on camera, hopefully. But no, that was me realizing something good, but potentially like weird. There's that condition I had before about like I can change environments as long as I don't have any gaps is actually not 100% the case. I can change environments and have gaps, like have the empty spaces that get filled in by randoms, because in the case that like let's say there's an event and the outcome is either an authored event that will lead to like the forest, right? Or a random event. What I can do is I can just go to the forest. I can forecast and I can go to the forest, because we know that the only possible outcomes are forest or random, and we can like it doesn't have to be like random globally. It can just be random amongst the forest, right? That it's up to you, Asado. If you feel like picking flowers, that's good, right? That's the sensible thing to do in a meadow. If you felt like cowering, that's valid. You can do that if you want to. Um, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, hey, if you want to cower, you can cower. That's actually that specific option is a callback to some of the, like in the very first build of this game, or not the very first, but like in like the very first version of this game, there were only 5 events, and all of them had the option to cower in fear. The meadow is actually one of the original 5 events, or is it 4? It might have been. It might have been that there were only 4 events at first, because I know there were a lot fewer event types back then. Uh, yeah, so for every opportunity, like you just had that option, and yeah, all right. Um, oh yeah. So in the case where like it's either forest or random, we can just go to the forest and pick randomly amongst the forest. Um, but then the other weird thing though is that if I ever wanted to have so the one thing I can't do now is oh, actually no, it's not that I can't do it now. It's that I just couldn't do it. Yeah. If I had if I have a quest chain, like I can't ever have it go to different locations. Like I can't ever have it go to I can't have like a fork that goes like one path goes to the snow, one path goes to the uh cave because that we would need to know that information further ahead. We would need to forecast that. Yeah, I should probably just change the back. I should just change more stuff about how the background transitions work. Um, I mean, huh. Well, so one thing I could do is that like right now the events happen they either happen either they either happen 10 minutes apart or 15 minutes apart. But what I could do is I could make it 8 minutes or 16 minutes apart, and literally have the event system correspond with this 8 minute event thing. Because then I they'd be literally aligned and we'd be literally guaranteed. Uh, because yeah, it'd be perfect, right? Because the transition would always happen in the 8 minutes between the events. Uh, oh, wait. Huh. Yeah, the thing that just occurred to me is that, well, I guess I could change this. Like right now, I actually don't think I don't think the time in the event actually counts towards the yeah, I think like when I say 10 15 minutes, I think actually the event itself, like the time during the event, like the not the time between the events but the time during the event, like I don't think that's actually factored in. So I mean, one thing I was noticing today is that I think like I could actually like shorten the event window. I feel like it doesn't need to be open as long as it stays open. I don't know. I was just noticing earlier, like the way people were playing, like the event would start, people would participate, and then there'd be like a gap, like the event would stay open longer than it needed to. It felt like so I could play with that timing. Um, hmm, it's kind of interesting. I wish there was like some way to like flex that timing, but like, well, okay, I, huh, there is, yeah, man, it'd be nice if this worked out like really great perfectly. I guess there are some things I could like fudge a little bit, like for example, like I feel like the background is actually moving a little too fast by moving. I should probably just restart the script. I should just bring the script down for a little bit and then bring it back up so I can see for, for comparison purposes, like whether I like the background scrolling at this speed or whether I would definitively rather slow it down. I'm pretty sure I'll like it better at the slower speed, but I don't know. I guess, there's like one way to find out. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop the script for a moment. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just gonna restart the script immediately, and then because that way I can evaluate it and then see. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna restart the script. Pardon. Go script, go. I believe in you. All right. Yeah. So this is the slower background scrolling speed, which I think this is the intended speed actually. I think this is what it's supposed to be, and I just accidentally, like, at one point I set it to be a faster speed to increase testing, and then I never remembered to set it back. I think this is better. I think this is how it's supposed to go, because it's like you don't actually even really like perceive as much of a click in the movement of the very background layer, and the very background layer that was like what tipped me off, is that like when it was moving 4 pixels per frame, like it was just moving too much. Like you could actually like perceive the background to be like shifting every frame, and like you kind of can now, but it's just a lot more subtle. So hold on, let me just try a few more backgrounds. So like go to mountains, Excelsior. Yeah, right. Because like those mountains are supposed to be really far away, so they're just not supposed to. You're just not supposed to be seeing. Oh, cool. All right, well that's neat. I thought I wasn't gonna get, huh? Yeah, it's funny. Like a lot of times when I restart the script, I don't actually get these join messages, but I just got them, so that's delightful because now I don't have to restart the script again. All right, that's helpful. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the script like this because I think, I mean, as much as it doesn't help what I was just doing with what I was just thinking about with the the environment, transitions and all that stuff. It's just the right art. I think it's just right for the game in terms of art. And I don't know. I can keep thinking on that. Because who knows? Maybe I'll come up with a way to make it work as it is. And maybe I can keep the art and the pacing of the game good, and in a way that, in a way that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, one of the other things I was thinking is if I do have to fudge the background, like, it might be enough to just fudge it to, instead of moving, like, pushing it all the way up to 4 pixels per click, like, what if I just pushed it up to 6 pixels per click? Because then it would only take, 6 minutes, right? I assume that's how it works, because if it's 4, it takes 8 minutes, if it's 8, it takes 4 minutes, so, I assume 6